Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So, in my last video about The Wire, talking about how I was wrong about it and how it's actually a lot better than I gave it credit for, I briefly mentioned my favorite show of all time was the series Mad Men, which I then remembered shortly after recording that video that I never actually got to talk about Mad Men on the channel because I finished it before I quit, or after I quit. So I'm gonna talk about Mad Men. This isn't gonna be like my previous reviews. I need to get this out of the way. I give this show an overall 9.9 out of 10. It is my favorite television series of all time. I'm just rounding it up to a 10. It's so fucking good. So let's go ahead and let's talk about every single season of Mad Men. Very briefly. Well, first off, we have, god damn it, Mad Men Season 1. Season 1 of Mad Men is one of those starts to the show where you just have to get through it because it is the weakest of all of them. There are definitely some great episodes. We've got the last two with Nixon v. Kennedy, right? Maybe no, Nixon v. Let's check the disc guide. That's a good idea. Yeah, Nixon v. Kennedy. I'm smart. As well as episode 13, The Wheel. And then also the episode Shoot. Just some really good episodes. It does have some slow ones, like the first 3 or so episodes. Kind of slow. It's one that you have to get through in order to get to the peak. Mad Men Season 1 is not bad by any means, and anybody who loves this season, I fully understand you. It's not my personal favorite. In fact, like I said, it's at the bottom of my list. It's not as focused on the characters, which is where Mad Men excels. It's more about, oh, company. I do love the scene in The Wheel where Don talks and yaps and sells everybody on the picture wheel thing. It's a great episode, and it's overall a great season. Season 1 of Mad Men is really good. It's just not as good as the show would go on to be. It does introduce us to some great characters like Donald Draper, the magnificent protagonist of Mad Men. But it is nowhere near as good as its second season. Mad Men Season 2 is when we delve into the characters. Don Draper is more fully explored, so are other characters who will go on to become iconic, like Peggy, who is probably my second favorite Mad Men character, second only to Don. Plus, we get more Roger, and Roger Sterling is the GOAT. He may not be my favorite character, but he's so fucking entertaining to watch. And this whole second season just explores so much more into the show. Um, this is the season where things start happening a lot more. And it does also end with a merger between Sterling Cooper and the company run by the British people that I can't fucking remember the name of for the life of me. But it's still an overall really good season with a perfect finale and just a lot of really good episodes. It's a clear improvement, but it only continues to improve because then we have season 3 of Mad Men, which is another step up from season 2. Season 3 of Mad Men has even more, like, evolution in the characters. We have a perfect last 3 episodes with the Gypsy and the Hobo, episode 12, which I can never fucking remember the name of, and the season 3 finale, Shut the Door, Have a Seat, which is the second highest rated episode of the show on IMDb. Not my personal second favorite, or even, I think it's number 4 on my rankings. I love this season, though. It's so good. The Gypsy and the Hobo is another great episode, season 3, episode 11, which this season ends with Don's wife, who I've not talked about for some reason, despite me being 4 minutes into a video about Mad Men. Betsy, I don't like this woman very much. She's a stupid bitch. And you know how people complain about Skylar from Breaking Bad? I don't. I think Skylar is sane. I think that she's just trying to protect her husband and not let him get into selling fucking drugs. Betsy is... Betsy or Betty? Bertrand. Um, it'll probably say on the back of this. No. Well, fuck you. Um, I think it's Betty or Betsy. It's one of them. She's just a bitch for no fucking reason. Like, I've seen bitchy characters in shows, but not many to this extent. But season 3 is still incredible. It's got a solid, like, 4 or 5, like, 10 out of 10 episodes. It's definitely in the upper half of my rankings. Third place can go to either season 3 or season 5. Both are just wonderful. And then we move on to what is often hailed as the best season of Mad Men, and I do love this season. Season 4 of Mad Men is a straight up fucking 10 out of 10 season. Like, this is a magnificent season of television. We get even more into the characters. Don has now divorced, Betty. We're just gonna alternate between them every time I mention her. After she discovers that he's not Don Draper, because he's actually Dick Whitman. And in the Korean War, his, like, commanding officer, Don Draper, fucking died, and he saw an opportunity to get away from his family, who he fucking hated. His, like, real blood brother fucking kills himself. That was a scene that happened in, I think, season 1 or 2. I don't know, that was way back there. But that was a good arc with Don's, or Dick Whitman's brother. And season 4 is just magnificent. 5 and 6 I don't remember all too well. I remember season 5 was really good, because in the season 4 finale, which, by the way, season 4 finale was a great episode. It's not the best, because the best episode of the show and season 4 is season 4 episode 7, The Suitcase. Holy peak. My glasses were fucked up. Season 5 has Don now married to his secretary from season 4, who he got fucking engaged to in the season 4 finale. I don't know. Weird thing that happened. She was a good character. What's her name? Probably says it on the back of this, or on the back of one of these. No. Not on this one, at least. But Don's new wife is less of a bitch, and low-key kind of hot. This season 5 is really good. Spoilers, this is the one where Lane Price fucking kills himself. There's a lot of people hanging themselves in Mad Men. Very realistic to the world of advertising. And with season 5 ending, we now move into a new region of Mad Men, which makes it so perfect that that's where the copies cut off on my shelf. Because season 6 is so different. And it's different in both a good and bad way. It's a lot more colorful. Like, the colors pop a lot more in these last 2 seasons. I'm gonna call them 3 because season 7 was 2 parts. And season 6 of Mad Men is probably the second weakest. It's not bad. In Care Of is a fucking wonderful finale. And there are just some wonderful episodes here. But it's not my number 1. It's not my number 7. Like, if I was gonna go rank all of these, that's in second to last place. And I would not blame somebody for putting it in last. Season 6 was slow. It's got a pretty mid opener with the 2-part episode, The Doorway. Again, In Care Of is a great episode, as well as episodes like The Crash. It's a good episode. Or a good season, rather. And it's got a lot of good episodes, but it also kind of struggles in the beginning. It is still enjoyable. And then we get on to the final season of Mad Men, which is split up into 2 parts, so I'm going to talk about it in 2 parts. Season 7, Part 1. Dawn's wife moves to California. That actually might have happened towards the end of Season 6. I don't fully remember. 6 blends in with the Part 1 of Season 7. But that happens, and also she's secret bisexual? I don't understand this. Grilled cheese Obama sandwich. This season has some really good episodes, like the last 2 episodes, The Strategy, and the peak finale, Waterloo, top 5 best Mad Men episodes. Rest in peace to Bert Cooper. Genuinely just one of the best characters. I felt emotion when he died. He was really neat and just a very funny short old man. Great acting from everyone. And this season, it's definitely not my favorite. Like, if I was to rank it, it'd be number 5. But what it does do that I really like is it leads into Mad Men Season 7 Part 2. You know that one Markiplier meme? I'm gonna recreate it right now. This is my favorite thing ever. I think about this all the time. That is how I feel about Mad Men Season 7, Part 2. Season 7B is 7 whole episodes. Each part of Season 7 is 7 episodes. Full 14 episode season. Season 7, Part 1 has like a good 10 of 10 episodes, and all the rest are still like 9s and 8s. I didn't give a single episode of Mad Men below an 8 out of 10. If there's maybe like one episode that deserves it, but my glaze for Mad Men is simply preventing me from giving it to that, to Season 1, Episode 2, Ladies' Room. But this has 6 10 out of 10 episodes and 1 9. That's all. That is, I love this season all the way through. The finale is overhated as fuck. In Season 7, Part 2, Sterling, Cooper, Draper, Price, etc., just put everybody working at the company's name in the title and make them a partner, for fuck's sake. Gets bought out by another company, which is exactly why they went and formed the company after the Season 3 finale. So, yeah, that happened, which people complain about that. I liked it. I think that it was really poetic, the way that they did that. Roger Sterling now has a beard. That happened. But the thing that I love in this season, and the thing that makes me love the final 7 episodes of Mad Men, is Don's drive to California. He goes out to California starting in, I think, episode 11 or 12. And he goes for the purpose of seeing his, technically, niece. He's going out to see Don Draper, like the one who died in Korea's wife's niece or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. So technically, that's his fucking niece. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. He's also trying to fucking, like, bang her at the same time. What is Mad Men about? It's about an ad company. Season 7, Part 2 is incredible, and Don's Drive to California is a great, like, 3-4 episode arc. And it ends beautifully with Don sitting on a beach, thinking about the famous Coke commercial from 1971 of 100 people on a hill in Italy, singing the song, and it's truly a beautiful ending. And I feel, to me, that it just kind of means, like, he can't escape being an ad man. He's briefly trying to, and his best idea came to him in his moment where he was trying to escape. And I love that. I loved the finale. I love the last scene. I love everything about this show. Number 1 Mad Men glazer, but I fucking love Mad Men. So yeah. If you enjoyed this, go check out my other content. There were a few pop-ups throughout, like The Wire and shit. Go check those videos out. And yeah,